Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to our channel, besties. Today is a beautiful, chaotic day in the soap universe, and we are absolutely here for every single second of it. Grab whatever beverage you need to survive, because we have a lot of ground to cover today. My jaw is literally on the floor right now. I am physically shaking, sweating, and pacing around my room at 3 a.m. because I cannot process what is happening on our screens. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now because The Young and the Restless has just unleashed the most unhinged, terrifying, and absolutely iconic sequence of events, and I am spiraling out of control. I hit record with bloodshot eyes because if I do not trauma dump this entire experience onto you guys, my ride or die squad, I am going to spontaneously combust. Hot take, but I am actually ascending into another dimension of fandom right now. We need to talk about Patty Williams, Jack Abbott, and the hospital scene that is about to rewrite the definition of daytime television trauma. Oh my God. Let me just set the scene for you because the sheer camp and terror of it all is sending me into orbit. We are at Genoa City Memorial Hospital, right? A place that is notoriously known for having absolutely zero security protocols, like literally none. And then out of the shadows, who emerges? Patty freaking Williams. But she is not just lurking. She is fully disguised as a nurse. I am screaming. How many times are we going to do the villain in a nurse uniform trope? And why does it absolutely eat every single time? She has the scrubs. She has the whole vibe of a medical professional, but behind those eyes is pure, unadulterated chaos. I am low-key obsessed with how easily these characters just infiltrate a sterile medical facility. It is giving major horror movie vibes, and I am here for it, no cap. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now, but we have to do a quick story time rabbit hole because if you are a day one stan like me, you know the history here is deep, dark, and twisted. Patty Williams and Jack Abbott are the epitome of a toxic, fatal attraction. This isn't just some random attack. This is decades of obsession, heartbreak, and psychological warfare coming to a boiling point. Patty's mind is a labyrinth of trauma, and her fixation on Jack has always been the anchor to her madness. The fact that she is back, creeping around the hospital corridors with murder on her mind is just legendary storytelling. Yet, it also makes my blood boil because Jack has suffered enough. But at the same time, I am totally eating up the drama. My brain is basically a buffering wheel trying to decide if I want to protect Jack at all costs or cheer for the absolute mess Patty is bringing to the canvas. Let's get back to the actual tea, because the mechanics of this scene have me losing my absolute mind. Patty is not just there to fluff his pillows, besties. She has a syringe, a literal syringe filled with poison. The camera panning to the needle, the liquid inside, the sheer malicious intent on her face. My heart was beating out of my chest. I was yelling at my screen, "Nurse, doctor, anybody, get this woman away from his IV line." But no, of course not, because Genoa City Hospital staff are perpetually on a coffee break when high-stakes murder attempts are happening. The suspense of her hovering over a defenseless Jack Abbott is cinematic gold. I am literally shaking just thinking about the pacing of this scene. They dragged it out perfectly to make us suffer. Mainly, we need to talk about Jack's vulnerability here. Jack Abbott, the titan of industry, the smiling Jack we all know and love, is lying there completely incapacitated. He has no idea that the angel of death is standing over him disguised as Florence Nightingale. It breaks my heart, but it also raises the stakes to an astronomical level. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on hospital security, or is Patty just an evil genius? I am leaning towards evil genius because she navigated those halls like a seasoned assassin. The thought of Jack, who has survived so much corporate and personal warfare, being taken out by a toxic injection while he's asleep is just too much to handle. It is too much. Now, let's talk spoilers and plot armor, because we all know the tea. The word on the street and the absolute truth of the matter is that Jack is predicted to survive this ordeal. Thank the soap gods, because if they actually killed off Jack Abbott, I would be marching down to the studio with a megaphone. But, and this is a massive, terrifying but, the fact that he survives does not mean he escapes unscathed. The intel says that Patty can still make his condition incredibly critical if she manages to inject even a fraction of that poison into his system before she is interrupted or before the venom does its full work. This is where the panic sets in. If Patty gets that plunger down, even halfway, Jack is going into a tailspin. We are talking alarms blaring, machines flatlining, doctors rushing in with the defibrillators, the whole 9 yards of medical melodrama. I am low-key terrified of what a critical condition Jack means for the Abbott family. The power vacuum at Jabot, the emotional devastation for Kyle, for Ashley, for Tracy. Patty isn't just trying to stop Jack's heart. She is trying to blow up an entire legacy with one push of a syringe. The ripple effects of this single action are going to be monumental. And I am literally not ready for the emotional damage it's going to inflict on all of us. And can we just take a moment to analyze Patty's psychology right now? What is going through her head as she holds that poison? Does she think she is saving him? Does she think if she can't have him, no one can? The twisted logic of Patty Williams is a masterclass in soap opera villainy. She isn't just a mustache-twirling bad guy. She is a deeply broken woman whose love has mutated into a lethal weapon. When she looks down at Jack, does she see the man who broke her heart, or does she see a vessel for her own ultimate release? I am deep diving into the why behind the chaos, and honestly, it is a tragic, beautiful, terrifying mess. I stan a complex, problematic fave, but please do not kill Jack. Then you have to wonder about the execution of the scene itself. The lighting, the shadows, the eerie silence of the hospital room right before the storm hits. The directors absolutely understood the assignment. They wanted us to feel the claustrophobia of that room, the inescapable doom that Patty represents. Every time she takes a step closer to the bed, the tension ratchets up another notch. I was literally gripping the edges of my laptop, screaming into the void. It's moments like these that remind me why I have been obsessed with this franchise since the Stone Age. They know exactly how to play our emotions like a fiddle, oscillating between pure hype and total disbelief. But seriously, squad, what happens if does times make him critical? We are looking at weeks, maybe months of Jack in a coma or fighting for his life on a ventilator. The agonizing bedside vigils, the tearful monologues from his loved ones begging him to wake up. It is going to be a masterclass in acting from the rest of the cast, but I don't know if my fragile emotional state can handle it. I am already traumatized by the sheer audacity of Patty sneaking in. If she actually succeeds in putting him on death's door, I am going to need a support group. We are going to need a support group. Let's just visualize the immediate aftermath if the worst case scenario plays out and Jack's vitals completely crash. Imagine the absolute pandemonium in the waiting room. Ashley would literally lose her mind, demanding answers from the chief of staff, threatening to buy the hospital just to fire everyone on the security team. And Kyle, oh my God, Kyle would be on a warpath. The sheer angst of a son watching his father fight for his life because some unhinged ghost from the past slipped through the cracks. The dramatic irony of it all is just too delicious, yet so incredibly painful. We are talking about peak daytime television right here, where the emotional stakes are cranked up to 1,000. I am basically pre-grieving the stress I know I am going to feel when the monitors start beeping. The writers knew exactly what they were doing when they crafted this agonizing suspense, and honestly, I hate them for it, but I also want to send them a fruit basket because this is the kind of chaotic energy that keeps us coming back for decades. Wait. I need to pivot back to the actual disguise because I am still not over it. How did she get the uniform? Did she mug a real nurse in the parking lot? Did she order it online? The logistics of Patty's murder plot are low-key hilarious if you stop and think about it, but in the moment, it is pure terror. She is the phantom of Genoa City Memorial. And the fact that she chose poison, so intimate, so clinical, so absolutely devastating. A gunshot is loud and messy, but poison in an IV line, that is cold-blooded, premeditated execution. Patty is not playing games and she is out for blood. Ultimately, besties, this storyline is giving everything it needs to give and then some. It is a massive pivot from the corporate boardroom battles dragging us back down into the gritty psychological thriller territory that Y&R does so flawlessly when they want to. I am hitting the panic button, I am sounding the alarms, and I am demanding that someone, anyone, walks into that hospital room before it is too late. My heart cannot take the stress, but you better believe my eyes will be glued to the screen for every single agonizing second. Let me know in the comments if you are spiraling as hard as I am, because I low-key need to trauma dump this entire experience onto the squad who actually gets the vision. Stay safe out there and protect Jack Abbott at all costs.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.